I know you wanna leave me, but I refuse.
My path to working on this show, creating the show, happened like 15 years ago. Des Aronoff, my director and my frequent collaborator, who's an absolute genius, he had hired me to choreograph Jersey Boys 15 years ago. And when I was hired to choreograph Jersey Boys, I like to do research, and I like to study the period, I like to study the movement, I like to study the era, everything cultural, pop culture. But during that time, there was no YouTube. So I went to the Library of Film and Television here in New York. I tried to get my hands on any footage that I could on the Four Seasons because I was choreographing Jersey Boys. And I couldn't find anything, but I came upon a lot of footage of the Temptations. 15 years later, by the time I came to choreograph this show, I had done all of the research. It was all in my subconscious. And I made a serious, a very conscious decision that I was not going to recreate what they did, but what I wanted to do was pay homage to their work and to their choreography. It was important for me to look at dance through the lens of today. And so, but I also wanted someone who grew up with the Temptations, somebody who knew their music, and some people that have probably seen them live, to be able to look at them and say, wow, that's what I remember. But yet for someone who's never seen them or heard them, especially the younger audiences, I want them to look at them and think, wow, that's very cool.
This is more than just dance and music. This has got a great story behind it as well.
This particular story will take you by surprise. And it provides great entertainment. It brings so much joy to the audiences, but it also has a really moving, heartfelt story. The music of the Temptations is the soundtrack of so many people's lives. I'm really excited about taking it on the road and having audiences see our show.
This story, obviously it's telling the story of the Temptations. How did you decide to help dance bring us along on the character development?
It was really Des who was, for the first time in any of our shows that we've done, he was insisted on having more and more dance, which always caught me by surprise because
you're like, that's fine with me.
I'll take it around because in Jersey Boys, he kept me reined in, and I was like this, I was like just revving to choreograph and dance. But in this one, because the Temptations come with the reputation of being the best dancing group, ever, I think that was a beautiful way of weaving in, threading in dance.
You've done all this research. What do you think made the Temptations so much fun to watch?
Their music, I think there's so much soul in it. And the melodies, you can't help but to want to dance, and that's the main ingredient of their success. I think you need to come see this show because you're going to leave dancing.